Alright guys, today we're talking about treating everybody with a level of respect. This is something that I've been noticing, that people aren't really respectful. They're more disrespectful. They lack basic manners and just basic awareness of themselves and the way how they treat others. Also, this is my opinion. Another thing to mention is I'm trying to be as logical with this based off of my geological location, culture, anything that you can kind of take into consideration. I'm going to be sharing in this video why I think this, why I think that. Also, a quick little shout out for all my returning viewers and subscribers. I do appreciate you guys clicking back at another video. Alright, so the first thing I want to start off with is being respectful. It honestly goes a long way. This is something that I've been noticing, that when you treat everybody with a level of respect, people tend to notice it, and then on top of that, they tend to be appreciative. So if you treat everybody with the same as you would treat yourself, well, they'll see that, they'll notice it, and on top of that, they'll, for the most part, the vast majority of people, there are exceptions to this, people will treat you with respect. They'll understand, hey, you know, you're a polite person, and for the most part they'll treat you polite. Of course, there may be off days where they don't treat you, you know, at the same level as, you know, where they're at. But the thing that I learned is, when you treat everybody with a level of respect, no matter where you're at on the ladder, if you, let's say you're in the middle, well, let's say you treat somebody beneath you on the ladder with the same level of respect, well, they're going to remember that. And you never know, that person at the bottom of the ladder may end up jumping up and being at the top of the ladder, essentially becoming your boss. And you know, they'll remember that. They'll remember that, hey, this person treated me with a level of respect, that they were polite, they treated me as an equal. They tend to remember that. You know, honestly, people tend to remember the bad things that happen to them. Nobody really notices the good things, and it's just the way how we are as, you know, just as people. It's kind of like a psychology kind of thing. People tend to notice the bad more than the good. You know, you can do like 100 good things, but then one bad thing happens and it ruins all the good things that were done, and you're like, one bad thing versus 100 good. So, you know, take that into consideration, that you pretty much have to treat everybody good for the most part. It should just be a second-hand nature that you treat, you know, your elders. And that's something that I noticed, like with the younger generation, they don't respect their elders or anybody of like the same age group. You know, they're just not polite towards them. They're just like a little bit rude. And then on top of that, this is going based off my own personal experience, basic manners, people don't really have them. So in my state, for the most part, when somebody says good morning, you say good morning back, or, you know, good afternoon, you say good afternoon. And it's just like a way of being polite, common courtesy. And, you know, if somebody holds the door open for you, like let's say you're walking into the store and they hold the door open, well, you should say thank you, because you should be appreciative of that person taking the time to open the door. And it's just something that I've been noticing. Like, it's weird, like in the state or the location where I'm at, like essentially a lot of people, they'll say thank you and all that. They're very, very well, how can I say it, appreciative of the little things that you do for them, or just like the little things that happen. But when I travel to other places, I notice that like you hold the door open and people just walk right in. They won't even say thank you, they won't even look at you, nothing. And you know, it's like, it's disrespectful, because like, you know, you did something in the kindness, from the kindness of your heart, and you know, people don't even pay attention to it, or they don't even notice it. And you know, it makes you think, okay, well, should I even do that? And like, it's weird, like when I travel out of state, like pretty much a lot of people, they have no manners. I'm like, whoa, is this pretty much how it is across like the majority of the states? Which I've been to several states, and I'm like, yeah, the vast majority of them are kind of the same. But then again, it kind of depends where you're visiting and what you're doing. The other thing I want to mention is, when you treat everybody with the same level of respect, common courtesy, essentially when you're doing something, when you need something, when you're in a time of need, people will be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that, like, you know, people have an attitude towards you. Like, they either like you or they don't like you. there's probably a spectrum in between it, and you probably lie somewhere within that spectrum. You're probably not in the neutral zone. So either people like you or they don't like you. And you know, when you treat everybody as an equal, you're polite, you have respect towards them, more than likely you're going to be on the like side, where they're going to be like, okay, let's say you need an extra hand at work, or let's say you're doing something like, let's say your car broke down or whatever, and you needed some assistance. You're like, hey, can somebody give me a ride? Well, more than likely, if they like you and you earn like some sort of level of respect, or you know, they understand that, hey, this person's good, they'll more than likely be willing to help you out. And this is something that I noticed at work, which it shouldn't be. You know, we should treat everybody as an equal, but it's something that I noticed. Like, we had this one guy that was really disrespectful. He didn't treat nobody right, and he was like, you know, not the best person to be around. Like, essentially, you don't want to be around that person. And when it came in time of need, when they needed help, you know, the vast majority of people didn't want to help him out, just because of the way how he is. He's disrespectful, he's not polite, you know, he lacks that self-awareness of the way how he is, which again, it may not be his fault. If people have pointed it out that, hey, you're rude, you're not being nice to other people, you're being how can I say it for YouTube terms, you're not a great person. Essentially, people see that and they understand, oh, okay, you know, stay away. And like I said, you fall in between that spectrum of people are going to either like you or they're not going to like you, and you want to be on that good side. And it goes really far, you know, just common courtesy. If you see the little things like, hey, you're going to go outside, just hold the door open for everybody. You know, it's no big deal. It takes a couple seconds out of your time, and you know, for the most part, everybody's going to be appreciative. On top of that, say good morning or good afternoon or good night. Just the little things. This is something that I noticed. The little things go really far. So I don't know if you guys notice, I've been more and more appreciative on my YouTube videos, because I realize I should be valuing your guys' time. You guys are taking time out of your day to watch my videos, which essentially, without you guys, you know, I wouldn't be creating any content or anything. I wouldn't be getting expired. So I'm appreciative of that. I understand that you guys are busy. You guys can click on another YouTube video, whatever it is. I understand that, hey, you took the time to watch this, and I'm thankful for that. So again, being appreciative. So again, I want to say thank you for all you guys returning back to my videos. I do appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next one.